We're Ice 9 Kills.
And this is how we beat the Reaper.
That was awesome.
Holy shit, that was good.
Are we done?
In a band that I toured in prior to this one, I was invited to a party by a friend out in California. It was a formal Christmas party for a lacrosse team for a college down there, which we did not know. So we showed up in cut-off jeans and just shitty t-shirts and stuff, and then we showed up and everyone's wearing like suits and dresses, and so we were very out of place to begin with. A member of my band thought it would be a good idea to completely disrobe, so he was walking around the party fully nude, which I took great enjoyment
Fully
in.
endorsed that.
I fully endorsed it. I was all about it.
He has a great body.
Great bod. So he's walking around, and next thing I know, I turn over and there's a bunch of people kind of scuffling, and he comes out of the middle of it, still fully nude, but just blood pouring out of his mouth because they had knocked 3 of his teeth out because they didn't like that they didn't like what I enjoyed about it. Yeah. Not endorsed. What I had endorsed. We attempted to leave. They tried to stop a bunch of us, and it turned into a giant brawl in the street where it was about like 30 lacrosse players versus like 7 of us, where we're literally on the ground just getting punched and kicked and all this stuff. And then at some point we had grabbed a bunch of iPods or something that had fallen out of people's pockets while we were just getting destroyed on the ground.
The statute of limitations is passed.
Right, yeah, so no big deal there. We all ended up in the hospital at the end of it, but eventually we ended up on top because the guy that got his teeth knocked out sued the kid that did it for a lot. Good. We all almost died by lacrosse.
Was there any revenge, Joe?
Plenty of revenge. We stalked this kid for a long time. We found out what car he drove and where he lived and where his parents lived and all this stuff.
And then killed all
and would
of them.
send letters and stuff like that.
I have a quick one. It was actually the Affiance Ice 9 Kills tour about 3 years ago.
In Europe?
No, the USA one.
Okay.
On our way home after the last show, Affiance was driving from Buffalo back to Cleveland, and we hit black ice on the 90 coming back.
Mass Pike.
And
Boston.
and I was in the back sleeping on a bench. Our guitarist was sleeping on the floor in front of the bench. And I woke up to the driver yelling, "Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit." And I look up to see lights facing us because we were completely 180.
Oh my God.
The trailer had swung around and we were going backwards. And I just put my hand down on Brett. I put my hand on the ceiling. He woke up and I go, "Hey, we're gonna flip." And just warned everyone, just very casually, just did this. And eventually we did a full 360. The trailer caught purchase on the side and dragged us down into the median.
Oh my God, dude.
In which we stayed for 4 or 5 hours until a truck could come and pull us out, because there's no way that we could actually get out of it. So we had to get pulled out and then drive another 2 hours back home, in which we were all just stand in the van just like this because we were afraid of doing it again.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
It's not as funny as yours, huh?
I used to drive for a company called Bandigo, and they bought a couple of vehicles from San Francisco that had to be brought all the way to Pennsylvania. So I drove a few of those back, and I think on 80, and those things, like the governor was set to somewhere between 70 and 80 miles an hour. So I just cruise control as fast as possible. And I was just driving, and a bunch of deer were on the highway. They didn't match my visibility that I had, and I was on the phone. And I just remember the person I was on the phone with heard me just scream and swerve 4 times. And I remember the whole time I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna get through this," because there was also a lot of space that it could have fallen off. But I just somehow just weaved through like deer. There was at least 4 lines of them. And I picked up the phone and continued the conversation.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I used to be absolutely terrified of flying, to the point where, on takeoff and landing, my hands would get really sweaty. Any sort of turbulence, I would This is it. This is the end.
This
This
is
is
the
it.
one.
It's over. And it became really, really debilitating. Like it would prevent me from taking trips and whatever. But whenever I would go and visit my grandparents in Florida, couldn't drive, especially when I was 12. So I'd have to fly.
It's tough.
And on this particular voyage, we'll call it, my grandmother was already with us where we lived in Boston, so she was coming back with me to her home in Florida. And we hit a little bit of turbulence here and there, but it wasn't so bad. Now, mind you, I'm like probably like 11 or 12. I go to the bathroom once everything sort of smooths out with the air. So I'm there, you know.
This is a lot for Castle.
I go to the bathroom in the plane, and bathrooms are, you know, in the planes are pretty small. And I take out, you know, my genitals to go to the bathroom. That's what you do when you go to the bathroom. And the plane starts going like this. I'm talking the worst turbulence you've ever seen. Not just some of this. The plane is shaking, so I'm pissing all over the goddamn bathroom. And it was bad enough turbulence, and my grandma, she told the flight attendant, my grandson's in the bathroom right now. The woman opens the door because I hadn't locked it. I'm pissing everywhere. I pissed all over her. I probably got maybe 3 or 4 rows in the back. Genitals still out. Was able to get back. The plane lighted. There was a lot of piss, but we survived.
It's a plot for Castaway.
So did you almost die from the piss or the plane?
Well, a little bit of both.
He was wearing floaties. He made it.
They were pissed off at me.
Yeah.
3 people ended up dying because of
Yeah,
it.
because they'd swallowed all of this.
This was in like 2012. I was on tour with my old band, and we were doing, I think, Summer Slaughter Tour, which is not as grindy as Warped Tour, but it's
I mean,
pretty
they're grind
fucking
bands.
exhausting.
It's actually more grindy.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like 10-hour drives every day. We had to leave in the middle of the night, so everyone was super exhausted, and the band members were too fucking tired to do any driving, so we let our merch guy at the time do some driving.
Bad move. Horrible move.
Never
Made that
guys
mistake.
can't-
Never
twice.
merch guy.
Yep.
Never a merch guy.
Never
Yep.
merch. We're driving, and I think we're in somewhere in like North Carolina or somewhere like that. And at one point, everybody was asleep in the van, and we hit
Even the driver?
Even the driver. And we hit the median, and we spun. I think like 1.5 times. Trailer was fucked, and we all. Do you guys know? Everyone knows Dan DeFonce, right?
Yeah.
Screamed like a girl. Like the most high-pitched,
that's
the
my
most
man.
high-pitched scream I've ever heard. We all pour out of the van and we check the side of the van, and the trailer just completely fucking wrecked. Our the wheel cover, what's it called?
Wheel
well,
We have well.
completely
in the
ripped
industry,
off.
We call it a well.
And we had missed a like 15-foot ditch by maybe like a foot. We rubbed against the end of the median, and that sent us in the middle of the street instead of into a ditch.
Wow.
So that saved you.
So
scary.
stay asleep, kids.
Yeah. And that's how we beat
That's how we beat the Reaper.
We're Ice 9 Kills,
And that's how we beat the Reaper.
Yay!
My story is short, so I have several more.
We're Ice 9 Kills, and
For more videos of all your favorite
artists.
these are good outtakes, though. For more videos of all your
all your
favorites.
Okay.
all your
Of all.
Okay.
all
of it. Okay, I got it.
We're Ice 9 Kills,
And for more videos of all your favorite artists, please like and subscribe to APTV.
.com.